Welcome, Scorpio and Scorpio cross-watchers, to your mini weekly love reading. So I just want to start off by apologizing. I somehow managed to not record the last 3 signs for the mini weekly love read, so I do apologize for that. We're gonna get, but I'm doing them now, and I do apologize. So we have cards for you, cards for your person, and cards for the situation between you guys. Okay. So you have the 10 of Swords, your person has the 7 of Swords, and geez, we have the 5 of Pentacles is what's between you, and then we have, of course, the Sun, that would be the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest, Scorpio, it's the cards on here don't look like you're having a good day. The 10 of Swords talks about things getting as bad as they possibly can. And the 7 of Swords talks about lies, deceit, betrayal. It's almost like, what I'm kind of seeing, it feels like the type of energy where it's almost like all of you are like the 2 of you are at a party or an event together. And I feel like your person's standing over here. I don't know if you can see that. Your person's here, you're over here talking to somebody, and it's like your person can see somebody telling you something that you didn't already know. And it's almost like the more information you have, it kind of feels like one of those things where like your shoulders drop, and it almost feels like this kind of pressing force down on you as you kind of get this information. It's one of those things where it's like your ears start ringing. It feels disorienting. It feels like it's the type of information where you don't know how to feel about it, right? It feels like you need a second to sort out all of the information that you got, if that makes sense. It feels like this kind of I feel like, you know what, I think we're gonna maybe light some, we're just gonna light this because I don't know what, it actually feels like you need a minute to yourself to kind of sort out what you're thinking and what you're feeling about everything. Just feels like something's way, way off. I mean, obviously it is, right? Or you wouldn't be getting that kind of information that feels so heavy. It feels like this person, like you're finding out something about this person that is very unfavorable, but I feel like they're looking at you hoping that you'll accept it about them, hoping that you'll be okay with it. That doesn't mean that you will, right? But I feel like that's how this person's looking at you. It's almost like they seem to be holding on to some sort of truth that they feel is, or something that they feel is truth between the 2 of you. It's almost like they feel that they were honest about one thing or one element, and they're going to try to hold on to that to almost like demonstrate to you that it wasn't a complete lie. It's almost like this is the type of person that's going to get angry at you for, like, they seem to be somebody that if you confronted them with something, they would get angry at you for not catching them earlier. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it's that level of kind of, and I feel like part of them knows that they're not going to be able to pull that over on you. That might be why they kind of waited until somebody else stepped in and said something. It's almost like they seem to feel that it would carry less weight if somebody else told you rather than if they came clean themselves. It's almost like if they came clean themselves, they would have to, it's like what they know, that whatever this truth is that they're holding on to that they hope is going to kind of save them with you, it seems to be that if they feel if they told you that those, what they were honest with you wouldn't carry any weight, and they seem to feel that if you find out through the grapevine, it's almost like they seem to feel like they can kind of navigate you know, navigate some very tricky, I don't know how else to say it. It's almost like they feel they could navigate a minefield that they've created for themselves in order to get to you. Um, like they created this minefield and they seem to think that this one truth is going to save them from all of the lies that they've told. And they seem to know, it's almost like they know that there's something about it's almost like people may not know, like it may not be public knowledge, all of the things that this person has done to you, but whatever you're being told, I mean, obviously people know, right? And it's almost like this person seems to be hoping that you'll stay with them to keep face, to save face, to like, they seem to feel that there's some sort of connection to them that you require. You know what I mean? It's like maybe they have, this might be very specific, okay? But it feels like they may have some sort of link for someone that you care about. It could be a child, a brother, a friend, something like that, that will kind of get that person's foot in the door. And they seem to think that you're going to put up with this, that you're going to kind of let this just all go in order to use that link that they have. And I actually feel like this person is, it kind of feels like they would toy with that opportunity, right? It doesn't, I mean, I feel like even if this person got this one's foot in the door, it's like they would kind of put, let's say they were talking to a hiring manager for this person. I feel like they would put themselves in a position where it's like the hiring manager would do it, but they would like plant some seeds of doubt. So if ever they wanted to kind of oust this person from whatever opportunity it is, they would want to know that they have the power to do that. And it feels very shocking. If ever you've watched a movie where it's like someone's standing there and they think that the person behind them is someone that has their back. And it's like, and it's that moment when their eyes open wide and they're like, you know what I mean? Because they realize they've been stabbed in the back. I feel like that's kind of the energy that you're in. I feel like it does seem to kick you into protective mode rather quickly. But I feel like this person actually seems to be hoping that you'll lay in that hurt energy so they can come in and kind of finesse the situation. I feel to a certain extent this person, it's almost like they may be able to convince you, they may not. That's their take, right? I feel like they know that whatever they did is pretty egregious. It feels like it was bigger than anything they've done before. And it's almost like they're kind of watching this person tell you what happened, but it's like if they had a menu in front of their face, right? It's like they pull the menu down and every time you look at them, they jut the menu back up. You know what I mean? And it's like, and if you walked over to talk to them about it, I feel like they'd be like, oh, let's talk about it later. Like they just would kind of avoid it. I feel like they might not even answer you if you had any questions. You know, it just feels like they're kind of like a weaselly energy. They're going to try to weasel their way out of it. And I actually feel like they're pretty angry with me for saying anything. And, you know, that's just too bad. I feel like this person is somebody that gets a lot of vendettas against people. I feel like at one point you may have felt that they understood a side of you that a lot of people don't. But I feel like you may be starting to realize that that part of you, they live there. You know what I mean? It's like there's something, there seems to be something about this person that they like, they are better or they prefer to be in a situation that's, where it's like where someone's going down. Obviously not them, but they seem to enjoy that kind of intrigue, if you will. Not intrigue, but it's like they just like to, if there's a mess, they want to be in the middle of it. but somehow far enough removed that like they know about everything that's going on, but they seem to have a way of being hands off in any of the responsibility or decision making somehow. So the situation between you have the Five of Pentacles. That card talks about feeling like you're left out in the cold. That it's like feelings of loneliness, feeling like you don't have what you need. I really feel like you may have invested in this person. I feel like some of you, if you kind of knew that there was other stuff going on, you may have been pulling away for a bit of a time. But it's like this is the last, you know, it's the last. This may sound a little bit crude, but it's like the last shank in a twist. You know what I mean? I feel like whatever this person did, that's it. From what I'm seeing, it feels like anything that you maybe didn't want to believe about this person or you weren't seeing or anything like that. It's like, I'm hearing the blindfold is off. It's gone. And I feel like you realize that not only is the blindfold gone, but whatever you thought this was, it's not. It's not that at all. It's almost like you may have felt that the two of you were kind of changing the world for good, but I feel like you realize that this person has been pocketing, let's say you guys have been doing charitable work and you've been fundraising. It's like you think the two of you have been doing it so you can, go and help people, but really they've been pocketing all the cash or gambling it away or something. Like there's something like that. You know what I mean? Like they've been really tricking you into thinking that life is a certain type of way. And actually, it's like if you've ever seen those Dear John things where people pretend that they're a doctor and they get married to somebody and then and they turn into this kind of monster. I feel like that's the type of thing. And listen, if your name is John, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person, okay? It's just, that's what I'm kind of being reminded of. On those A&E or TLC documentaries. It's that type of an energy with this person. And they seem to have, I don't know why, but they have this thing where it's like, they seem to feel like you're still going to have some loyalty to them. And it's almost like they're going to give you a little bit of space to be sad, to mourn, to be in the sorrow. And I feel like, and then, maybe not for all of you, right? I feel like that might be specific. For some of you, they'll give you space, assuming that when the initial sorrow is over, they'll be able to come in and reason with you. And it's almost like this person seems like the kind of person, may not be the actual situation, but it's the energetics of it. It's like they're the kind of person that would come in and you're really upset about being betrayed and they'd be like, you know what, we're not going to talk right now. We'll talk when you can be rational and logical. You're talking crazy right now. This isn't anything to, get upset about, or, maybe you can be upset, but not like this. It's like they want to make you feel like you're being unreasonable for being upset about something that is horrifically upsetting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they want to make it all about you being crazy. And for some crazy reason, this person, it's like they seem to think that they have enough. I don't know what this person thinks they're doing this to a Scorpio. I just got to say that, okay? Back to the cards. It feels like this person seems to think that you're going to love them enough or love them to the point that you're just going to put up with all their shiz. And I feel like regardless of whatever the situation was between the two of you, I feel like whatever has happened here and how they handled it, I feel like it seems to have forever changed your energy towards them. So I think we're going to pull one clarifier on you and then I'll wrap up the reading. So we have the Five of Cups. And the Knight of Swords, with the Six of Wands. I feel like this might sound strange. Maybe not strange to you. I feel like this person it's almost this energy of they maybe never felt they would get somebody like you. And it's almost like the fact they were able to hold on to you as long as they did. It's almost like it's going to be one of those things where it's like, you know, when people do something that they're really proud of when they're younger and they kind of always revisit that thing, kind of reminisce about it. It's that type of an energy with you, with you in this situation. Not this, what they've done here, right? But it's like the fact that they were able to, um, you know, land somebody that has the intensity that you do, that has the, it's almost like you seem to be somebody that can't be contained, and they seem to be under the impression that they were successful in containing you for whatever period of time they feel they did. Not realizing that it's like they just sharpened you. So the clarifiers on the Ten of Swords, it feels like this is the kind of, hold on for a second. We have the Five of Cups, the Knight of Swords. I feel like there might be an energy of you being very protective of yourself. It's almost, at first I was kind of feeling like this is this person and that's you, but it actually feels like this is the inner you and this is you, the outer you, right? It's almost like you're coming in and being like, there's no reason to be upset about this person. They're clearly a total waste of time. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, when you have a bad breakup or you leave somebody that's been really terrible and you have that one friend that like knows that that person wasn't anything from the get-go, and they come in and they're like, they'll pump your gas, but for real, because they really believe it, right? I feel like you're doing that for yourself. I feel like you're coming in and saying all of those things to your inner self that's hurt. And I feel like to a certain extent there may be this element of you wanting to save yourself from some of this sorrow, which like we all do that, right? It just feels like you're going in doing that almost knowing that they're knowing that there isn't any way around it. But I feel like this inner you actually seems to know that like all is not lost. You didn't have all your hopes and dreams pinned up on this person. And I feel like for some of you, you may have, even if you didn't see anything or know anything that something kind of weird was going on, you knew. You did know something. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like part of you wanted to make, you were faced with a choice. Part of you wanted to go left, part of you wanted to go right. And I feel like the part of you that you listened to, that part of you seems to be coming in and being like, no, 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 no. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And it's almost like this inner you is like, no, no, it's almost like that's where your superpower is. You know what I mean? I'm reminded of that motivational speech. What is it? It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. What's the beginning of that? It's something like, nobody's going to hit as hard as life. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. And it's almost like you see this whole experience, this inner you, this very insightful you see this as like, this is your origin story to becoming this incredibly powerful creature. So I think I'll leave it there, Scorpio. This is supposed to be a mini. I'm sorry it's at 20 minutes. That's just the message that came out. I hope that this reading reaches who it's intended for. It feels like it may not be every Scorpio out there. If that's the case, I apologize for the Scorpios that it doesn't resonate for. So if this reading resonated, if it did, I hope that it helped. I hope that it was some, I don't know what to say. I hope that it was of some value. I love you very much, Scorpio, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Much love. Bye.